Peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. Peace and power to the people that struggle. How you do, how you do, how you do on this rainy Saturday. Rainy Saturday. As you come on in, please know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space for educating and being educated. Know that this is a space where we exchange information, where we dialogue, where we analyze, where we are very analytical with all information and search for the universal truth on our path towards liberation. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Classroom assistants, please put all funding info in the chat for the duration of the class. Let us fund this war effort as we see a lot popping off all across the globe. If you or anyone you know has an issue with anger management, please book an assessment. Classroom assistants, make sure all contact information is in the chat for the duration of the class. If you or anyone you know or anyone you love has a domestic violence situation going on, and I mean going on, please book an assessment. Learn the strategies. Learn some of the symptoms. Learn what to look for, because the life you save may be your own. All right? As you come on in as well, please let your classmates know that you are in class. Let them know that class is on and popping. Don't allow each other to fail. That is not right and exact. Let your classmates know if you here on time, if you want some goody shit, get your classmates too. I need you to share this on all your social medias. If you on Threads, if you on your TikTok-y, if you on your damn IG, your Facebook, all that. Okay? All that. Share it. Let your classmates know you here. All right? And yeah, I want to start seeing TikTokies too of pieces of class. Y'all do it for everybody else. Get it popping. Get it popping. Let me see some of y'all on TikTok and Threads, and y'all not sharing the class. You're going to get points taken off for that. Yeah, on your final grades. Yes, that's what's going to start happening. Okay? Let's see who in the spotty spot on a Saturday night. Eric Carlos. Sports Way with Dre podcast. You get a 55. I ain't see you all week. Queen D. Rashida, sweet white Jesus, you make my heart flutter every time I see that name. Heart Tones TV. You get a 55. Moo. Hakim, what it do? C Blades, how you doing, C Blades? C Blades, A student. Queen D, you getting there too. A Wood. Matter of fact, you know what? Hold up, man. Hold up with A Wood. Hold Hold up. A would be in class on time all the time. Guinness. GB. Hold up. Zone 864 TV. Angel. Angel, another A student. Hey, T. T, ever do your smash? You know how to do it. You know what we discuss. All right. Demographics. Ken Williams. Another one. Ken Williams be on time, too. He a little goody-goody. Johnaz Campbell. Shalom. But you know what, Johnaz? You get a 55. I ain't seen you in about a week and a half. Yeah, you get a 55. Kevin Willis. What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. Kelton. Another A student. Geechee. Jay Nostrum. Be back. Hey, Navi. What it do? What it do? Christopher Farmer. It's the Karim, man. What up? Rick Gatlin. Uh-oh. Frankie Fifth. What it do? Hey, Jew. It's outside. Yeah, I know Jew. Man, look. You know how we do, Jew. Yes, yes. Don Frio. Don Frio? You get a 55. You Don Frio, salute. You're 55. Don Frio. M. Dot. What up, what up? What up, what up? What up? Everybody up in the spot. Come on, man. We 6 minutes in. Everybody can't get it. Everybody can't get it. But Jeff Sparks got to get it. I can't even front. I can't even front. Jeff is another A student. Let's get to it, though, now. Because, again, I make every attempt to refrain from certain conversations. Y'all know I do. Y'all know I do. I make an attempt to refrain from certain conversations. Okay? I really do. But when I see situations that need to be addressed, we got to get it to it. We got to get it to it. We have to get it to it. So we're watching this girl fight, right? We're watching Joe Budden and Drake, the individual that we know as Drake, right? Get into this little girl fight. Now, what's interesting about it is that this moment has surpassed a lot of other would-be viral moments of this week. Definitely more important. Definitely more important, right? As we know, right now, we could be having a class on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. We could be doing that right now, right? We know that holds a lot of importance. We also could be speaking about how BRICS all of a sudden has been pushed out of the mainstream conversation, right? We could be talking about that. Yeah, we could. I could also be doing a class on the black sister who was in jail now for shooting her husband because he was abusing kids in her daycare and how he touched the town already. We could be talking about that, right? But we have to lend time to this dumbass girl fight that we watching. Joe Budden, okay? Hey, Aru, Australia, the land down under. I don't know what time it is down there, but salute and we thank you for joining class tonight and hope that you come back through. And while you're here from Australia, yeah, support the war effort. It would be appreciated. Share the class. Do what y'all do down there in Aussie land, okay? Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Joe Budden and Drake. As we know, there's been issues in the past, right? Several issues, back and forth, and being that Joe Budden has been inserted, well, really inserted himself into this space where we now find a lot of people getting firsthand information. Okay, salute to the intellectual soapbox. We're in this space here, and social media is a space where there's a lot of false narratives. There's a lot of made up things. A lot of misdirection. But we, especially us in this class, and especially of us of a particular age, we have to recognize that there's a whole 2 generations that is raised up, and they only get their information from this. No research, no common sense, no fact finding, okay? So we have to be mindful of that and not allow things to just skip and go unchecked, okay? We have to do that. And we do that because not only do we make every effort to give clarity to what's going on to them, but to hold ourselves responsible as liberators, excuse me, to make sure that propaganda, things with divisive messages, right? And just comical bullshit finds its way up out of our spaces. It is a must. I know people will say it's none of our business, we're wasting time, it's not our concern, but it is, because this is what our younger generations face. This is what they're facing, and in that mirror, they face us. And without the correction, it can be very troublesome moving ahead. So we have to do this, right? So now you got this cupcake Drake. And I'm not going to pick sides here. I just don't. We make statement on both sides. We try to, right, find reasoning and purpose in it. And then we do what we do. We discard it. What we can use, we use. What we can't, we can't. Drake drops his album. I don't know if they call these things albums now. They do call it that, but I beg to differ, man. These things are at best, I don't care what length they are, these things are at best EPs. You may have 3 to 5 joints that's worth even listening, maybe 1 or 2 that could be considered a hit. I haven't listened to it. I refuse to. What I hear on the radio, I hear. And I don't mean radio, I mean serious. So what I hear, I hear. What I don't. Especially coming from Drake. Does have a slick mouth, though. He does have a very slick mouth. And I often wonder why people go at him half cocked. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to go at him, empty the full clip. Don't play with him. Well, anyway, he drops this, and I guess Joe Budden is less than impressed with it and made statement on his podcast about it. For some reason, Drake got emotional. He got very emotional. Now, I don't know if it was the hair and the color in the hair. I don't know if who's he's been hanging around lately, but it touched him in his heart. We already know he's very sensitive, but this touched him because for somebody who is up, for somebody who's had the best years or best 2 years of damn near anybody in a minute in the industry. I guess his funds is up. It made no sense for him to go right at Joe Budden. Go right back at him. So if you haven't heard the statement, right, you know, Joe was very, very, very specific in his displeasure with the album and displeasure with, I guess, the direction and who he was trying to, well, not who he was trying to attract, but the audience that he was reaching for based on who he's around and the sound. So Drake went right at him. Drake, and here's the statement. If you haven't seen it or heard of it, here it is. At Joe Budden from the Champagne Poppy, which in itself is very, very sensitive and, you know, kind of sus for somebody who's almost 40. The Champagne Poppy, still calling himself that. Just weird, but again, you know, our culture has a way of grown-ass men making an attempt to be forever young, right? So, Champagne Poppy at Joe Budden. You have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you are doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills, which is talking about Joe Budden podcasting. Okay? For any artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure. Give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter. Give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switch careers because the things that pop into your brain had you broke, living check to check, and the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty and Mase jeans to screw up their face to Mood Music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. Please, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is the poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap not cause you accomplished all you need to. It's cause it wasn't working for you. I want everybody in this generation to think that the whole, everybody's entitled to their opinion, is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. And I'm going to leave that right here. Okay? Now, if you don't know, Joe Budden said specifically, you are not making sense in what you are rapping about, Drake. You need to stay away from them kids you hanging around. You need to stop humping on 25-year-olds and be a man and man up in your raps. Okay? Hold on now. This is where we, need to really, really make an attempt to see, was Drake really going at Joe Budden? Or was this a statement to a whole bunch of other MCs and rappers in the industry? See, when people get frustrated, when people get touched in their sensitive side, right? When people are emotional and spit things out, man, those darts can go a long way. And other people might not catch it, but you know old Bliz caught it. Okay? Now, when we speaking about switching careers, and he said something like this, right? We do know that Drizzy Drake had a failed career as an actor before he came up into hip-hop, before he came into commercial rap. So he could be framing this as sort of a self-assessment, okay? Sort of a self-reflection, because you failed, Drizzy Drake, as a rapper. Excuse me, as an actor. Did he fail as a rapper? No. He's good as a rapper. Fail as an MC. Anyway, he was an actor. Was he not? Did he switch careers? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Okay? Oh, yeah, he did that. But why are we hearing this conversation? Why is this conversation getting a lot of views and shares all up and down our timelines? Because a lot of people may have peeped what I peeped. Because a lot of this in here could be a whole bunch of other rappers. Yeah. Yeah, because when you say you switched careers and retired to get up in this space, and again, you know, give opinions, he could definitely be talking about Nori, right? He could be talking about Nori and Drink Champs. He could be talking about Cam and Mase. It is what it is. He could be talking about, excuse me, he could be talking about Gilly. $1 million worth of game. He could be talking about Lord Jamal. The Godcast. Man, he could be talking about a lot of MC/rappers who are not doing it no more, who are not making music anymore. Why are we focusing in only on Joe Budden? Come on now. How many rappers, MCs have moved on from making music to now, to now voicing their opinion? Sitting in these seats, YouTube, sitting in these seats, podcasting, sitting in all these different seats. Yes, Queen D, he could be talking about Willie D too. He could be talking about MC8. He could, in this statement, very well be talking about 75% of the industry that is doing this right now. Okay? So maybe Drake is taking shots at the industry who might have giggled behind the scenes at what Joe Budden said, who may have agreed with what Joe Budden said, because when Joe Budden said it, a whole industry damn sure started sharing it, damn sure started clipping it. Joe Budden spazzes on Drake's album. Joe Budden. When you share it, when you want people to take notice of it, man, 9 times out of 10, you're agreeing with it. So maybe they was agreeing that Drake album is booty, that Drake need to stop coloring his goddamn hair, that Drake need to stop humping on 20-year-olds, right? I mean, come on now. Come on now. This can be any. Take at Joe Budden out of here, and we can insert almost any of these rap dudes. Any of them. You mean to tell me we can't put Nori right here? Let's see what it sounds like. Champagne Poppy at the real Noriega. You have failed that music. You left it behind to do what you are doing in this clip, because this is what actually pays your bills. Does that fit? I want to know. Does that fit? Hold on, wait a minute. Champagne Poppy at Killer Kim. You have failed that music. You left it behind to do what you're doing in this clip, because this is what actually pays your bills. Hold on, wait a minute. Champagne Poppy at Lord Jamal. You have failed that music. You left it behind to do what you're doing in this clip, because this is what actually pays your bills. It fits. Oh, it certainly fits if this is the descriptive, right? You withdrew from rap not because you accomplished all you need to. It's because it wasn't working for you. Okay? So again, let's not let this just go over people's heads. Drake, could be throwing shots at the industry. And they're allowing it because they need this narrative. Because again, when we don't pay attention to the girl fights, when we don't pay attention to these narratives that they put in front of us, right? When we use our lens, it could be anybody. It could very well be anybody, okay, that is doing this, because it seems like all of them are doing it. It seems like there's some entity, there's some governing body that's saying, hey, you still have an audience, you still have a fan base, let's set you up on a podcast. Yeah, come on, we'll put some bread behind it, and you'll start over again, just like when you started as an independent artist trying to get into the mainstream. You know how it go. So let's fund this. Hold on, no. We have to be real specific about what you're saying. Let's kind of dress it up. Let's give you a big microphone, right? Let's put it in front of you so you can look like everybody else, right? So come on, let's do it. Everybody get the big microphone. And now everybody seems important because they're talking, talk, and opinion. Talk. Well, I feel the talk. And then they got their fans behind them. And then they got their little underlings behind them. And laughing at everything the host says. And talk. So now you look like you're current. Talk. Opinion, talk. Yeah, you look professional. You got it. We're going to blow it up. You're going to be the next great YouTuber podcaster to talk. Right? This is what it's become. So, maybe, Champagne Poppy got a point. Maybe. But hold up, wait. Because Joe Budden didn't say nothing off kilter. I mean, come on. When you're 37 and you're still talking the same talk in your raps and you're still trying to pander the same type of young women who's just coming into their womanhood, right? Something is wrong. Like I said, man, I can't see me talking to nobody 30, 35. Nah. Got to be 40 plus. What are we talking about? Because as you evolve, as you elevate in generations, especially when you got a decade or more over somebody, what are we doing? What are we doing? So, as Joe Budden says, what are you doing? Who are you hanging out with? But we do know that this is a youth-driven industry. And old dudes don't like to appear to be old. And what is the most secure way for an older dude to appear young? To dress young, to get colors in their damn hair, to chase young tail. So Joe Budden ain't say nothing wrong. Right? But hold up. We not going to let Joe Budden get off the hook because everything he said about Drake, Joe Budden, you ain't say that shit about nobody else. You seem to bark on Drake, right? Let's get this right now. You barked on him. And you barked on him hard because you hit him right in his sensitive area. But hold on. Because the same shit Joe Budden charged Drake with, he ain't Drake nobody else. He damn sure didn't. So let's see who in the hell Joe Budden could have charged with that same crime. Because if he's going to say Drake is too old for the music that he make, if he's going to say Drake is too old for chasing the girls that he chased, if he's going to say Drake is too old for dressing the way he dressed and presenting the way he dressed, God damn it, Joe Budden, your punk ass did not say shit to Rick Ross. Rick Ross is 47 with the same stupid shit in his raps. You ain't say shit to him, Joe Budden. No. Joe Budden, you ain't say shit to Jadakiss, who's 48 with the same bullshit in his raps. Nothing. Joe Budden, you ain't say shit to Busta Rhymes, who's 51 with the same stupid dumb shit talking about giving your booty, girl, and simulating, beating off on stage. He ain't too old for that, Joe Budden. You ain't say shit to him. Hold on. There's more. Joe Budden, you ain't say shit to Lil Wayne. He's 41. He's older than Drake. You didn't say shit to 50 Cent, who's 48. The same shit in his rhymes. Same shit. Hold on. There's more. You ain't say shit to your boss man. Remember your former boss, Eminem? 50 years old, talking about Shemp's lady and all that dumb shit and pills and all that. Still in his raps. Do you understand, Joe Budden? Your ass don't get off the hook. That's why I'm looking at it as cap to re-energize conversation in the industry. Do you get what I'm saying? When you have this platform and you going at the champagne poppy, because he ain't known to be hitting nobody in the mouth. He ain't known to be running down on nobody. You know, right, Joe Budden? You don't like to get ran down on. We know that for a fact. So you wouldn't go at any of these much older dudes who still chase young tail, who still talk about dumb shit like materialism and drug use and they rap to young kids. You didn't say nothing about none of them, right? You didn't say, because look, you got a podcast, you didn't say shit about Nori, right? Pushing 50 ass to meth, talking about dust and who sold it to him. You didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing about these old ass men, damn near grandfathers, talking about who sold dust to who. I found that very strange. And that opened the door for another individual who has a large audience, Mr. Cam, who said, hey, I sold a little bit of dust to you too. This is the conversation. Understand me now. This is why the rest of the world looks at melanated men as a goddamn joke. Because we have 50, we have 45 plus year old men still talking about how they used to get high and who so what the who and still glamorizing that lifestyle that never meant shit in a mix of a heavy ass fentanyl epidemic. This is what we doing now. But you ain't say nothing about that, Joe Budden. None of y'all said shit about that. That shit went over everybody's head. Why in the hell is it important for us to know that meth used to smoke dust? Why? 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 And not a dead man sold it to him. You see how they allow certain messages and certain spirits and certain satanic, you know what I'm saying, Texas, get into this new space? Why? Why? Because attention. Because this right here is what is driving people. This is what's driving the youth. This is what's driving the young ones because they don't know. Because our experience, right, from the world that used to exist is not there. And they're making an attempt to figure it out. They're trying to find themselves. They're trying to get a purpose. So they come to social media. So when Drake makes an attempt to diminish Joe Budden in this space, which is now hip-hop journalism, is journalistic, it's information now that you're not getting from anywhere, and calling him a failed rapper, you, Drake, just did that to the entire generation who now sits in these seats. And then Joe Budden on that side, again, going at Drake. Sir, you could have went at anybody in the industry as well. That's of a particular age, still talking about bullshit. I don't see none of them, Nas included, talking about anything specific that's going to move us to a space of liberation in their music. It just doesn't happen. So while these two are going at each other, I don't want y'all to miss the point. Don't miss the language. Open your lens, like I said. Guard your mind. What are they actually giving to you when you listen differently? Okay? Listen differently. Never mind what we are being fed. Never mind what we're being fed. Listen and watch. Because in all reality, both of them are wrong and right. I mean, I'm just going to sit here like the teacher or the dean and give it to them both. You wrong and you wrong. You know, just how we used to get it in school. When you fighting and tussling and somebody grab y'all both up and take you to the office. What happened here? And Drake is saying, he talked about my colorful braids and said that I shouldn't be chasing young girls. Right? Just like that in the principal office, huffing and puffing with his champagne. Exactly, right? And then the dean gonna ask, well, Joe, what's the matter? Well, I don't like the fact that his raps are suspect and he not saying what needs to be said for a man of his age. And like the most educated and disciplined and authority in the room, I'll say you're both wrong. And both of y'all need to sit your punk asses down, because all I did was see y'all scratching and trying to pull each other hair. You ain't really want to fight, but you disturbed the gym lesson. Both of you. Get your asses back to class. You understand what I'm saying? They're both right and wrong, but we don't need to miss the lesson in this. Who were they each really going at? Okay? Who were they really going at? Because I'm saying, Drake, said a mouthful. If I was any of those old, pioneering, or new age rappers who found a new way to eat, because for years I was getting beat in the industry because I signed some deal that I really shouldn't have signed, and I was too much of a bitch to call my wolves to take care of it. Shit, I'm gonna get some of this YouTube money. I'm gonna get some of this podcasting money. Yeah, Drake could talk to any one of them. That could have been for any one of them. And that's the truth of the matter. Because quite a few of them done hung up their gloves. You can rap. Why they can't bust a rap? Why they can't kick some rhymes? If you can sit there and talk on YouTube for an hour and a half, if you can sit there and have a podcast, excuse me, for an hour and a half, your ass could go in there and write 16 bars somewhere. Am I telling the truth? Let me know. Let me know. Am I telling the truth? There's no reason why Nori can't bust a rap. There's no reason why Cam and Mase just did a rap. Right? We broke it down in class, right? When he had on his cool Mo D glasses and his fucked up hairline. They was there and he talking about getting his money, and we seen the video. They could have bust a rap. Right? Lord Jamal, all of them. They could go in the studio and bust a rap. Why are they doing this? Why? Why? Let me know. I mean, come on. And we damn sure know that any of them that's over 45 years old should be at a point now where they're being a bit more introspective in the songs that they put out. Can't they? I mean, come on. Lil Wayne still talking about Pussycat? You 41. Your granddad. We still talking about that? Rick Ross still talking about flying somebody on a goddamn yacht? Or taking a plane on the water and all this other weird, esoteric shit that come with materialism? You still gotta tell a broad, hey baby, let me do something that you never done before. Let me put you on a Hummer and we could go across the ocean. From Miami Port all the way to Santo Domingo on my G5 Hummer. You still talking that dumb shit? And tricking on them and getting them a bag that her ass may have to sell in a year or two because that's all the fuck you gave her? You know what I'm saying? This is the shit that men in their 50s is still putting in their raps. That's where we at with it. So yeah, they both got points. They just didn't go deep enough. They didn't hit in the heart. And I can do that. Because I don't care about none of them. All I care about is this class. And making sure that we know there's more to what we are viewing on social media when it comes to these old ass dudes. And Piranha, I'm telling you, I need that. I sent it to you. I need that shirt made so I can put it on. And I'm going to be wearing that religiously because that's what rappers are nowadays. And I've always been. You understand? We have to look at ourselves in a different light. There are bombs over Baghdad. There are bombs in Palestine. There are bombs in the Ukraine. There are bombs in the continent. There are bombs in New York City. Financial bombs going off when half of the city is struggling. And you have straps, any nickel, any dime, any quarter being picked up by people who just got here and gonna find a way to make it. And we are still looking at rappers as a source of information and entertainment and nostalgic of what we used to be. Shit ain't the 80s and it ain't the 90s. This shit ain't even the 2000s, yo. We knocking on 2024. And we still impressed because a nigga could buy a pair of shoes because a euro cut him a check. That's what still holds our attention. Come on. As Drake said, y'all living check to check, month to month. Off of this bullshit. And these are men that we think are going to somehow cause the euro to take their goddamn foot off the back of our necks. Don't work like that. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. So I don't care if Champagne Poppy go and sniff sexy red ass. I could care less. Don't give a damn if Joe Budden wisen up and start calling out all the other rappers. That shit has no bearing on what we doing in this class. What we doing in this class is making sure we eradicate fucking propaganda, false narratives, get down to the nitty gritty and fund this war effort that we having because we have to protect our mind and guide the next generations to a space where they're going to have tangible resources for their efforts because our kids are dying. Right? We just seen, somebody just hit me with a text, not a text, what you call this shit, a post of this young dude that shot and killed his brother in front of his moms. This is the shit that we dealing with. We just watched this 18-year-old stab a Euro in Brooklyn to death over nothing. If those are the people who are supposed to hold us down when we're in our 70s and 80s, we are going to be fucked up because they don't know. And clowns like Drake, Lil Moist ass, and Joe Budden, Looney Tune ass is going to drive us into the shitter. Do you understand? So I don't know how I have to present. I don't know what I have to say anymore. I just don't get how this shit is moving and operating because, again, I'm not being heard. I'm not being supported. I don't know, but I won't stop. I'm going to figure this shit out because I know up here is priceless. I know up here is what is needed. I know that for a fact. It goes beyond this and this shit here. It goes beyond that. I've proven that. Proven that in the street. I proved that shit in the mountains. I proved it is never going back to the mountains. I done proved all that shit don't mean nothing. But up here, this is where it's at. Okay? This is where it's at. Base proletariat. Karim, do you think Joe Budden is gripper gang? Man, he been gripper gang. Y'all don't understand Joe Budden was the first viral video that came out of hip-hop? First. And what was the video? Tahiri's ass. That was good. How the hell you go viral? We've been seeing ass all the... Come on, we've been seeing ass since Luke. What made Tahiri and Joe Budden viral at that time? We were still on dial-up. So of course he gripper gang. He's been in gripper gang. He's been at Def Jam. That's gripper gang. Yeah. He was one of the first viral hip-hop vids. Yeah. He was on reality TV. Yeah. He was down with Shady. Eminem. That's how much you need? Shit, that's 8 jobs, right? 10 jobs. All gripper gang girl jobs. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, they got them grippers. Yeah. Come on now. We know that. We know that. Most definitely. Yeah. 14 job, man. Yeah, he gripper gate. Come on, man. You explain it. 2 songs that was moderate hits. 2. And he's still here? Come on. 2. We've been down since 9/8. Since Clue and come on, man. Who else here? In that class that he was in, that graduating class he was in, ain't none of them dudes around. None of them. He's still here. And not only here, he's become a voice for a specific generation. Yeah, he grip a gang. Come on now. Come on now. We know that. We know that. What we don't know is how long I could do that. All right? How long we could do this, rather. In this class, unyielding support is most necessary now because there's no way to compete and get to specific levels without it. You have to be more engaging. You dig? Have to be. And I see how I'm live and the numbers fluctuate. And I definitely appreciate how the class is moving because I'm seeing people that I seen 5 and 6 years ago. I'm telling you, I watched everybody. I used to see them. I'm like, damn, they going live. They got 6,000, 7,000 live on YouTube. And now, shit, I may have 180 in the class. And I go to they shit. And they got 70, 80. I'm like, hold up. What happened? You know, my little class is doing better than that shit. You was up. What happened? So, now I know what's going on. I see them. I'll call him out. I see Boyce Watkins. Come on, he got 60 people on the live. What happened? Vicky Dillon, 80 people live. What happened? Y'all was killing it. Y'all was eating off that. Right? But they don't have no purpose. They have no end goal. You understand? So when you have a purpose, when you have an end goal, it may be small increments of climbing, but I'm going to bust that ass. Trust and believe that. And I've been on everybody's spots. Now it's time. And I'm telling you, I appreciate how it's moving. I move and do what it do, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle. I'm not even on front. Yeah, man. It's a front. It's a struggle. And I got to welcome the struggle. Right? Because this is the same shit I've been talking for 30 years. Before I got knocked, while I was in the industry, when I got knocked, in the mountains, liberation first. So this is not new for me. Okay? Not new. So I'm not going anywhere. I may not be on here because it won't make sense, but I'm still going to be doing the work. And when we get to the top, y'all see me standing at the top waiting. Saying, y'all told y'all, believe in yourself. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. And we're going to knock this bullshit out. All right? So when y'all finish with this vid and y'all replay it, make sure y'all tag the Champagne Poppy. Tell him I said hi. And I respect that he dissed the entire industry. And you see Joe Budden. Joe, tell your uncle I said peace. Yeah. Me and his uncle was up north together. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of Buddens out of Jersey. Yeah, they're large family. Yeah. You dig? But until then, I want all y'all to be safe. I want all y'all to come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. If you're in my fold and you need a session, book your sessions, man. I'm telling you, anger management is so important. So important. Okay? Book your sessions. And it's 120 of y'all in here. Fund the war effort. Fund the war effort. What you sitting there holding? Y'all in the crib. Y'all ain't going nowhere today. It's been raining all day in the East Coast. Y'all ain't running around. I ain't seen no Uber Eats or nothing. Fund the war effort, man. Make sure y'all do that, man. Get that right. Get that right. Classroom assistants, before we break out, drop that information one more time, man. Tell them this. They sitting there like their hand hurt. Their hand hurt. Your hand don't hurt. You ain't tired. You tired of swiping. Now swipe over there, hit that green screen. You tired. Like Gina said, you ain't tired. You ain't tired. You tired. Martin came with his little checks. I've been working 75 hours and you ain't tired. Y'all ain't tired. Fund the war effort. Yeah. Because we going to war, we got to take them to war. All right? Again, guard your mind. Guard your mind, man. Y'all in a place of love. We building something here. Guard your mind. Remain militant.